the dollar works. You can get it, you can use it, people accept it. Not just in the fact that it's a dollar, but that you can move from accounts, you can buy things, people trust it.
BRICS has announced that they are going to completely ditch the dollar within 3 years.
Great.
Yeah.
Is it?
If
What
you
we're
can-
saying is that 8% mortgage might be a deal, folks.
if you can take those guys and you can find taxpayers the equivalent of our folks, and you think they're not going to run that into the ground,
Oh, of course.
good luck. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, really, the only thing that makes us even still bankable is the fact that our gross domestic product is a good number, and that as Americans, Finn said, as Americans, we fear the tax man. You go to Italy,
Right.
you go to any of those countries, and you say, "What if you don't pay? Pay what?"
So going back to
So good luck.
Going back to the story you and I were talking about.
Enjoy that. We'll come in and buy your
They
natural
can't even
resources
queue in
cheaper.
a line.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, remember we were talking about tether?
So have you heard of the line? It's a line. It's not like, what is this?
No, it's
crowd?
whoever's got the most machismo.
Yeah.
I'm important. I'm going to push ahead of the. Sorry,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
my time in Barcelona.
Yeah.
You're like, come on, guys.
Remember,
Yeah.
remember we were
Widest I've
talking
ever
about 2
been.
weeks ago, tether and the treasury vote. So
Yeah.
this is, I mean, like same topic here. They there was an article that came out. It was like supported by some research group that said that tether itself, the fact that it's interoperable blockchain, nobody has to sign up with a bank to use it, is driving dollar adoption in Latin America. So places like Chile and
Chile.
Argentina and Venezuela, especially.
That's
where-
wild.
Yeah.
Venezuela.
Dollar adoption, places
Right.
that are BRICS nations that are supposed to be in the BRICS alliance are actually using dollars because of tether.
Because of hyperinflation, because that's what it will become if
Right.
you put a bunch of children in a room and say, "Okay, go play Risk."
Doesn't even have
How
to
well
be
is that
children.
gonna
It could
happen?
just be politicians,
Yeah,
CEOs.
it's just like, again, when you
Your
when your option is, do I give my money to Mark, who is fiscally responsible, or do I give it to Jim, who decides that he likes the prettiest, fastest car?
You should give it to Mark,
Yeah,
even
you
if I
should.
don't like a fast car.
Yeah. So that's the whole idea. It's like, are you gonna, like, the people
I
in
trust with
Argentina
my
and
money more than I
Venezuela?
trust with
They've
my
already
own.
seen that game. It went from a very prosperous, fun place to be to very poor very quickly because
Yeah.
they don't have responsibility. So enjoy. Good luck.
Right. Well, I think what's the interesting thing that I'm seeing, like, so again, these are supposedly BRICS alliance nations, not particularly fond of the United States down there because we like to topple their governments every once in a while. They are still using our dollar, even though it's not being mandated or even they're being actively discouraged from, not because our dollar is great, but because the technology that other people have made that made it easier to use than whatever the government's trying to push on them.
That's a big thing, actually. You're getting your money out.
Mhm.
Remember that guy that we met who talked about the Chinese gambling?
Yes.
That was fascinating. So there's no fees on ATMs in China. So what it is, they have bookies that basically go stand outside an ATM. So every Saturday or so, you get 300, 400, 500 Chinese guys running around, standing outside the ATM, paying out and paying in. Apparently, this is a common thing because they don't trust the banks. They're trying to do it in a separate way, but so it's a cash thing right outside an ATM because they can't do it online. So the big question for them is every time we start an online gambling thing, the Chinese government shuts it down. It only lasts for a short period of time. So how do we allow people to do online gambling in China? And what it was is they didn't have the infrastructure. And I wonder if that's the case with BRICS. The dollar works. You can get it, you can use it, people accept it. Not just in the fact that it's a dollar, but that you can move from accounts, you can buy things, people trust it.
Well, I mean,
So
Tether
it'll
has
be-
basically got the best of both worlds going for it. They have the censorship resistance of blockchain technology, and they've got the marketing of the U.S. government behind
I was about to say that's the light that went off in my head when you said that. It was like, holy shit.
Well,
okay.
Look at the entire payment rail system, though, right? I mean, it's like you can't get wired line internet at a house in the mountains of Chile, but you have a cell phone and you've got cell phone coverage, right? And so, if you look at the actual thought process behind how people do business there, if you have a cell phone that works and you can transact business on your cell phone, that could be a proxy for like a credit card even.
Yeah.
Right, like you could literally. I mean, you're already paying that bill every
debit, or credit,
debit out of that account, right? So if you take that even further, it's because you trust that the telephone company is going to keep your service on, and they're getting money back and forth as well. It's just another way of payment rails transacting business. Tether is the best technology for this at that point. Basically, if you're telling me that it's linked to the U.S. dollar, because people have already seen what happens whenever they go to the store and they get their paycheck right now, and tomorrow a loaf of bread might be a whole lot more. So I'm going to go spend that right now.
Right.
Or I can deposit it in a Tether account and be linked to the U.S. dollar, which doesn't fluctuate much.
Yeah.
Right.
So which one am I going to do?
And then it creates, and then they start doing
I'm not going to BRICS.
a circular
Take the
economy
US
where
dollar.
the company's thinking the same thing. The company's like, oh, I don't want to store money in BRICS dollars. It's constantly
Yeah, I'm
inflating.
going to buy U.S. Treasuries.
Well,
Well, they're not doing too hot right now either.
They are actually, yeah. U.S. Treasury yields are coming in, but like there's a flight to quality like crazy. I don't know if you guys know that something.
You're not allowed to tell us.
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Because
There has been a flight to quality. There's been a flight to the U.S. dollar and the U.S. Treasury because there's some crazy stuff going on worldwide.
Hey, thanks for watching The Merge. We've got a ton more stuff for you to watch on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere. Check us out.